All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are tackling what is honestly the most critical and way too often overlooked part of any AI project, making sure it's actually worth doing in the first place. We're going to break down how to justify your project right from the get-go using the incredible CPMAI methodology so you can sidestep all those common traps that doom so many good intentions. So let's kick things off with a pretty tough question, one that every single project manager really needs to ask themselves. Right now, is your AI project actually set up to fail? I know, it sounds a little harsh, but it's so important because a ton of projects walk right into a trap before a single line of code is even written. And that trap, we call it the AI hype trap. Come on, you know the feeling. We've all felt that pressure from up high to just do AI, right? But jumping in without a really solid business case is pretty much a surefire way to fail. It just leads to these projects that spin their wheels, go absolutely nowhere, and burn through time, money, and everyone's patience. So the big question is, how do we avoid this thing? Well, the CPMAI methodology gives us this fantastic first line of defense. And you know what? It all boils down to asking one simple yet incredibly important question right at the very beginning. This is it. This is the whole ballgame. If non-cognitive alternatives are feasible, why aren't they being used? Why does this project absolutely need an AI solution? Answering this question honestly, that is the key to everything. It forces you to hit the pause button before you commit to the much more complex, much more expensive, and let's be real, much more uncertain path of building an AI solution. Okay, so let's make this question a really practical tool that you can actually use. We're going to call it the good enough test. And the goal here is super simple. You need to rigorously check out the simpler non-AI options first to see if they are, in fact, good enough for the job. And the baseline for this test is what the methodology calls a heuristic approach. Just think of it as the simple, common sense solution. You know, it's not fancy, it's not cognitive, it might even be a little quick and dirty, but that's your benchmark. That's the thing your fancy AI solution has to prove it can beat. And this slide, it shows the difference perfectly. Let's talk movie recommendations. The heuristic approach is dead simple. Just show everybody the top 10 list. Easy, right? And it kind of works. But the AI approach is cognitive. It digs into a user's history to serve up personalized recommendations. The real question you have to ask is that extra personalization truly necessary to hit your business goal? So to justify going with AI, you have to answer these questions, and you need to answer them with hard evidence. What are the real downsides of this simple heuristic approach? Is it just too expensive, too slow? Does it fail when you try to scale it up? If that simple solution is actually good enough, then you better have a rock-solid, data-backed reason for why you need AI. And really, this is what it all boils down to. Your proposed AI solution can't just be cool, it has to be provably better, faster, cheaper, more reliable, or more scalable than the simple alternative. If you can't prove that, you haven't justified the project. Period.
Okay, so let's say you've passed the good enough test. You've done the hard work, and you've proven that AI is absolutely necessary. What's next? Well, now you need a compass. You need a way to guide your project, to understand what kind of AI problem you're actually trying to solve.
And that, my friends, is where the 7 patterns of AI come in. Seriously, this framework is like a project manager's cheat sheet. By figuring out which of these common patterns your project fits into, you get to learn from thousands of similar projects and helps you see the challenges, resource needs, and data requirements coming from a mile away. This slide here gives you the map. Is your project all about chatbots? Boom, that's the conversational pattern. Are you trying to spot defects in pictures on an assembly line? That's recognition. And what about our movie example from earlier? Well, that's a classic case of hyper-personalization. Just identifying your pattern gives you so much clarity on the road ahead.
So let's pull these 2 really powerful ideas together, the good enough test and the 7 patterns. Let's get them into a simple, actionable playbook that you can literally start using today. This is your new strategy for success.
And here it is. It couldn't be simpler. Step 1. Prove AI is necessary. You do that by applying the good enough test. Step 2. Once you've justified it, you identify your AI pattern, and you use that as your project's compass. That's it. It's a simple 2-step process to set your project up for a win right from day 1. The biggest thing here is the shift in your mindset. Using this playbook moves you from just being a reactive implementer, the person juggling every new AI idea that gets thrown at them, to being a true strategic leader. You'll be the one directing the focus to projects that create real, measurable value for the business. So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge to take back to your team. Take a hard look at your current AI projects and ask yourself, honestly, which of them would actually survive this playbook? The answer might be pretty revealing. Thanks for tuning in to This Explainer.